Welcome back, everybody. Do you feel lonely at work? A recent Gallup poll found that it's something that 1 in 5 employees actually deal with.
Yeah, the U.S. Surgeon General has declared an epidemic of loneliness. It can really affect our health. And in today's Kara's Cures, we're talking about how you can feel better at work. And joining us now is Dr. Angela Jackson of the Harvard Project on the Workforce. Doctor, thank you for being with us.
Oh, thank you so much, Karen Scott, for having me.
You know, I think one of the luckiest things we have is we've worked together now for, 25 years. That's probably pretty unusual, and we have a great team, and we work really closely and really well together. But a lot of folks, especially, have things changed where we're switching jobs so often? People are just feeling really disconnected and perhaps lonely?
Absolutely. And we're seeing this epidemic of loneliness in the workplace where you have upwards of 2/3 of workers saying that they don't even have a friend in the workplace right
Oh.
now. And so that connection is just really important. It's important for people's stability in the workplace, but also their productivity in the workplace.
I was going to say, Dr. Jackson, and I'm not being rude or irreverent, who cares if you're lonely at work? Just come in and get your job done.
Well, we say that, but we've seen the headlines where there was a woman, a couple months ago that was found dead at her
Oh,
workstation.
no.
And just really thinking about her coworkers hadn't passed the desk and people showing up, it really matters. And when I write about this in the Win-Win Workplace, we show that companies who are investing in relationships at work and making sure that they're tackling this epidemic of loneliness in the workplace, that they're having higher productivity, they have higher revenue, they have higher sales, and they have lower turnover. So this definitely impacts the bottom line.
Yeah, it really does make a difference.
I think it makes total sense because, if we came and
I was just being devil's advocate.
I know, but no, I know what you mean. I mean, especially in the earlier generations, you're like, show up, it's work, have fun later. But we spend so much of our lives at work now. And, it's hard to do good if you don't feel good. So one strategy you advocate is opt for real talk over Slack talk. What does that mean?
Well, the biggest thing, Kara, when we think about this in the strategies, we've seen top companies who think about everything's on Slack. How do we bring real conversations? How are we intentional about bringing people together? I write about this in chapter 2 of the book. You have some of the largest companies who are now pinning posts to Slack that says, okay, we have Slack, but don't forget to connect in real life. Be intentional about these connections. And it makes a difference because when you're connecting over technology, sometimes that dehumanizes us, right? We need to realize that there is another person on the other side of that technology who's having a whole world of experiences caring for kids, elderly adults, and people want to know that they care about you before they can actually do the work. So that social contract is changing for us in real time.
The, investing in people's conversations and talking to them. Sometimes I'm worried I'm delving too much into their personal life and their private life. Is that okay to bring up at work, to ask someone how they're doing outside of work?
Yeah, I write about this in the book. There used to be this, what I call a zero-sum workplace, where you checked all of your personal things at the door. That went out the window with the pandemic. We were let into our coworkers' homes. We're intimate when they had childcare issues, and people actually want that. You got upwards of 60% of people saying that their workplace doesn't care about them. Through my research, leadership teams care and they care deeply, but these formalities, right, of thinking, life stops when you come in the door of the workplace, we have to kind of disabuse ourselves of that and really think about how do we connect as humans first, because when we know when people are okay in their personal lives and homes, they're able to fully show up at work, and that's what really matters to the bottom line.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, so we only have about a minute left for this, but we're going to take a deeper dive on the Kara's Cures TV show and podcast. If a manager is listening, you have an opportunity to make a difference for someone. What's one thing you could do besides just giving someone more money that would really make a difference in their productivity and their feeling?
Well, we talk about this all the time. It's chapter 1 in the book, centering workers' voice. So you have to have a conversation with them. Any manager should want to know with their direct reports, what are the top 2 to 3 things that are on their mind right now? All of us are watching mass layoffs happen. When that happens, immediately workers start thinking, what's going to happen in my job? Is it secure? So managers, I'd say to them, over communicate, understand what are the top 2 or 3 things that are on the mind of your employees, and then circle back with them to close the loop. Say what you can do, what you can't do right now, or what you may do in the future.
Yeah. Dr. Angela Jackson's
Fascinating.
book, The Win-Win Workplace, Good for the Boss, Good for the Workplace. It's available now. We're going to take a deeper dive on the Kara's Cures podcast. Find it on Apple or Spotify. And you can also read winwinworkplace.com and go find out more information at readwinwinworkplace.com.
Kara, I hope you're not lonely.
No, I'm not lonely. I have you by my side.
Have a great day, everybody.